Hi, and welcome to Pillow Talk with Angela. Well, Valentine's Day is coming up, and you're trying to think, what can I get my sweetheart this year? Well, we've come up with some ideas. Okay, I brought someone along who's got some amazing ideas of how to really get your partner's attention this Valentine's Day. She calls herself a sexpreneur. Sexpert, she's an entrepreneur, and she's got all kinds of spicy ideas for you and your sweetheart. So, with no further ado, please welcome Monique Stapleton. I'm so happy to
Hi.
see you again.
Yes, it's such a pleasure. It's been a while and I'm excited to talk about these juicy details.
Yes,
Yes, just in time for Valentine's Day.
in time for Valentine's Day. So, how are you doing? I understand you switched up locations.
Yes, look, the winter happened and I had to roll. I'm in Colombia enjoying the sun. I'm getting tan and burnt and
Oh my,
sweating.
you know what? Keep the sunblock going, but you are a lot browner than you were. So,
Yes.
so you're in Colombia. Do you love it?
I love it. Oh my goodness. It's like once you leave the United States and you're in another country, you realize how hectic it was in the United States. Because I was like
Mm.
ripping and running, but out here, everyone is like leisure. They're moving on their own time. I just love
Ah,
it.
why Colombia?
Oh, well, I went to Panama for half of last year and I was like, I love this life, like working remotely. And
Right.
then someone told me, like, go to Medellin and go to Cartagena because Colombia is like a lot more active than Panama. And I was like, let me see. So
Yeah.
yeah, now it's my sister and myself. We just picked up and we came out here, and who knows, we might be in Costa Rica next year. But
Ugh.
it's just life is good enough to where we can travel.
You know
Why
what?
not?
I love the way you roll. Just keep it moving. So I've got to ask you. You heard my lead in. Valentine's Day is coming up, and I mean, people do the same old thing every year. I mean, it's sweet, flowers, candy. You go to dinner, maybe a movie. Well, this year maybe not so much a movie, but you and I were talking about maybe some other ideas that probably go a little bit further. Um,
Yes, take things
and
to the next level.
so, before we get into exactly what you would recommend, tell us about your business. A sexpreneur. What is that?
Yes. So a sexpreneur is a person who works in the sex industry and takes all the risk of a business owner. So, traditionally, what an entrepreneur is. That's someone that starts a business and grinds super hard for it. But, I like to put the sexpreneur on it because we take an added risk. Like I can't even post an ad on Facebook, but I take the risk of sharing pleasure and toys and conversations that are typically taboo. And I take on that risk and I'm proud and excited to do it
That's
because
so true.
if I'm going to be in business, it might as well be something that I enjoy and I love, and who doesn't love sex?
Well, I love that. Who doesn't love sex? And if you don't love it, maybe we can help
We
you
got
figure
to work that
it
out.
out. You need to reintroduce some things, and that's where you come in.
Yes.
So let's say a couple, they're watching right now, and they are into spicing things up. Do you find that oftentimes, I mean, maybe even couples, people who have been together for a long time, are a little hesitant to bring it up? And if so, how do you recommend that maybe you bring it up and introduce trying something a little new?
Well, I always say, like, find something that could be the medium so that you're not directly having that conversation. Like, I don't like what you're doing and it's boring and we need to fix it. But let's say you take like a erotic blueprint test or you take a kink test or you do a survey that kind of removes the blame or the shame or anything that would be negative towards the conversation. And it kind of
Hmm.
like opens the door up to where it's just like, well, on my test, it said that I like to get spanked. Well, on our minds, I like to spank. Look at how that worked out.
Well, okay, so Monique, let me ask you, stop right there. Where does one find these tests?
Well, you can just write me directly, or you can like Google Kink Sheet or Kink Test. I provide the resources in multiple courses, one on one. So I definitely provide everything that you need if you ask for it. But Google is the biggest engine out there to provide you with that context. But I like to tell people it depends on your relationship style, because someone might be into, like right now, vanilla sex, which is like, missionary kissing and more traditional style sex. But then you might have a partner that has, like, been into bondage or been into like using sex toys already. So that conversation looks a lot different. So the
Mm,
tool that you'll use to kind of reignite that flame will depend on where you guys are sexually, independently and also together.
I love it. And listen, if you're having, as Monique describes it, vanilla sex, that doesn't mean you have to stick with that flavor. I mean, be open to, maybe try out some others. So let's talk about some of those other flavors that people can try. You've mentioned a
Yes.
couple of things, like spanking. I know that the whole paddle industry, that's a booming industry.
Yes,
And
it is.
people
It's
don't
something in
know
the
you don't
vein.
know about it. You don't know it until you try it. So let's talk about that.
Yes, well, that falls under the kink category. And now, when it comes to spanking specifically, like you can think about it with your open hand, like giving that nice little spank when you're getting a back shot. You can always visualize that. But then you can also incorporate like paddles that are in different textures. You have like wooden paddles, you have silicone paddles, you have leather paddles, and they it's called impact play. So depending on how intense you want it, you might get a hard smack that leaves a print that might says lover on it, or you might have something more softer where you're using.
I'm crying, but keep going. I'm
I said stop. No, yes, keep going. No, yes,
crying. That would not work for me. No pain, please. But everybody's different. So, what are
stop.
some of the other ideas?
Well, I always tell people on Valentine's Day to think outside the box. Do like a treasure hunt, or like something in your home, especially during COVID, to where you're hiding discreet toys, everyday devices like lipstick vibrators or egg sleeves, like hiding them throughout your house. And when your partner finds it, then they get pleasured by it. And just that alone, it creates a game. And
Yeah,
then it also creates something that's out of the normal. It's not just the and
right.
we're in the bed.
Love
So
it.
like, here, I have like this lipstick here. Like it is so discreet. Like you would never think that this vibrates like as strong as like a big wand or anything. I don't even know if we'll be able to see the vibration, but this is the first setting, you
You
know?
won't see the vibration, but I mean, I get the idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So imagine if you hide this and you tell your lover, like, hey, if you're putting on makeup, what's the finishing touch? And that's like your riddle to give to them. And they go in the bathroom and they're like, this isn't my MAC, this isn't my Fenty. And they open it and they're like, oh.
Oh my God, I love that. Okay, what else you got?
Okay, so this is actually like my personal favorite right now, because I love toys that you can like make the most out of. So this is a traditionally a cock ring, but it comes with a remote. So now, if you want to use it as a cock ring, you'll slide it on the penis, and it will vibrate for both partners, and it feels amazing. But now, if you take it out of the sleeve, it now turns into a bullet that comes with a remote also. So
Wow,
instead of it being a cock ring now, this could be a vibrating panty, and this is all in one device. So
wow.
it's a lot of fun. And then it steps into control and trust, because
Yeah.
you have to trust that your partner is going to do the right thing with this remote.
Right.
Because you don't want to be like shaking in the legs.
What are you doing? But you know what? That is such a big part of it. I mean, again, if you've been vanilla for so long, but you know what? Why not at least try it one time?
Yeah.
And you never know. I mean, you probably have never seen a device like this, or maybe like everything that you've got in your arsenal there. But I would recommend that people have an open mind. We're all grown here,
Yes.
and what else you got, Monique?
Well, see, I'll actually speak to my vanilla community, because I have a lot of people that come to me to where they're just like, the vibrating devices aren't my thing. But I always tell people there is something in the shop for you. Like we have candles that double as a massage oil that's edible. So if you're vanilla, you don't want to get spanked or vibrated, you can easily light a candle and massage your partner and touch them intimately. Or like we have this pen here, this is the edible pen. So you can paint on your partner. And let's say you guys are exploring new areas that you want to, pleasure or ignite. There's multiple, hot spots on the body. So let's say you put an X right on the neck and your partner licks it off. That's hot. that, so
Yeah.
whether, you fall on the kinky side or vanilla, there's, a lot of different devices. And there's also games like, let's see, I have like this dice game here. It comes with 3 dice. One
Okay.
of the dice is going to give you a location on the body. You have another one that's going to give you a location in the house. And then the last one is going to give you an activity to do. So, like, if I wrote it right now and I was with my partner, we would be in the kitchen and they would be nibbling on my nipple.
Let's go right here. Gotta do what you gotta do. Oh my gosh, you know what? I just hope the takeaway is try something different. I mean, just have fun. Don't be too much in your head about it. Just do it. And I mean, at the very least, you're spicing up your relationship. And it doesn't matter if you've been together for, a few months or, many years. It's never too late to switch it up and try new
And
flavors.
I encourage people to like fall in love with the process. Like you are a new person every day when you wake up. Like when you get new knowledge, you respond to it differently. So imagine like you don't have the same desires that you did when you were 18. Like,
Right.
you don't if you went through the process of learning your body or being curious about it, every time you have a sexual experience with your partner, it will be exciting because it's like, okay, well, yesterday we did this, but
Right.
today let me find out if I lick the air and spank the butt or, do something different than I did the last time, what type of response I'll get. And it's not about the mistakes that you make. It's about the things that you learn about your partner and about yourself through the process. So
Love
it's always like sexy. It's a really fun process.
it.
Intimacy is great.
Intimacy is so great. So you've got lots of games, you've got lots of toys to experiment with.
Yeah.
What about the costume or what to wear?
Ooh, okay. So you can go the traditional lingerie route. Of course, you can go into your Victoria's Secret. You can order from Fenty. You can
Blah,
do whatever it
blah.
is. Yes, but what you can do is take it a step further and really go out and make your own costume because it doesn't have to be lingerie. It could be role play. So let's say, your partner loves their sports. You might need to be a reporter and report about the sex you're about to have. You might need to be a teacher. And those are things that you can go out and have fun. I love to tell people that it's about the taking off process. It's not about what you have on exactly, but if you have a scarf that you have to pull off, you have thigh highs you have to pull down, heels to kick off, or as a gentleman, you have a tie to loosen up. You create an experience in a show. So when you do that, you step out of the comfort zone of okay, I have my sexy lingerie for my partner into like, we're role playing and, he's the college dean and I'm the naughty student. And, you take into a more wilder side.
Monique has a lot of these ideas. I'm taking notes on all of them.
Trust me, like I just sit back all day and I'm just like, wow, that would be really fun.
Naughty reporter got that. I got that. Just in.
This just it. Yes.
Oh my God. So is there anything that we haven't covered? I really appreciate just the conversation and the time that you're spending with us. Anything I missed? Like what? Oh yeah, food. Food can be very sexy.
Ooh, yes. So you can either do like, I don't want to call them syrups, but you can have like your honey, you can have your chocolate, you can have your caramel. But what I will say is be very cautious about where you use your
Oh,
tasty products at it. Okay. Just be very mindful.
yeah.
Yes, but also like on Valentine's Day night, having like hand foods it's size that impacts it because you don't want to give someone like a large, strawberry and you got like chocolate falling. It takes away from the sexy of the moment.
Yeah.
So making sure that you include like your fruits and your vegetables that are like, cut out in shapes that are sensual. Go to Edible Arrangements. They take care of the job for you. and they'll have it ready to go.
That's really nice. And I like to go on YouTube and just look for different ideas too. And they've got these cute little drinks that you can make with these edible sparkles. I mean, what a great deal for or great idea for Valentine's Day. You get these sparkles and you
Yes.
can just make a margarita or some kind of a sweet drink. And they've got the sweet ones and the savory ones, just in all kinds of, different looks. But
You'll have to share that with me. I will put that in my little arsenal of things to use.
I mean, you've met your match over here.
Yes.
In the right place, Monique. So good. I just hope that people, take this in the spirit of which it's given. And this Valentine's Day, don't wait until next year, but this
Mhm.
Valentine's Day, step out of your comfort zone. And Monique, you've given us all some really good ideas of things to try. So, what is your social media, your website, so people can get like these quizzes and buy some of your toys and all the other things that you have?
All right, so you guys can shop 24/7 at www.lovesamoshop.com. And then for Instagram and Facebook, you can follow us at lsms.usa. And again, that is www.lovesamoshop.com. And on Instagram and Facebook, lsms.usa.
And that Mo is MOE, right?
Yes, it is. You got to put the E on the end, okay? For Rob.
Yes. Need to get that other domain just in case people don't get that E.
I might add that in. Yeah, thank you for that.
I am here for you. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy Valentine's Day to you. I have a feeling your Valentine's is going to be amazing. And thanks to your thanks to your special tips. I want everybody to make sure you follow Monique, check out her website, check out all of the suggestions, and follow up with me and just let me know how it went. As much or as little detail as you care to share. I'm here for it. Monique, thank you so much. You are the best.
Thank you, Angela. It's such a pleasure to come and have this conversation with you. Spice some things up for a few people. Yeah.
Yes, it really is. And happy Valentine's Day to you. Make sure you follow Monique. Make sure you follow us also. I'm at Angela Stribling on all platforms. And of course, this is going to be on WHUR Sunday night. And that is right after Manzi Pullen and the original Quiet Storm. Thank you so much, Monique Stapleton.
See you. Thank you so much.